Hey folks, Doomed Wizard here, looking very much like I should have a Werther's on me, but I don't. But what I do have is a book I want to talk about, a book I forgot I had for the longest time. Found it after we moved, and I got to flipping through it, and I'm like, I got to do a video about this book because this is a great little book. Science fiction classics, the stories that morphed into movies, compiled and with a foreword by Forrest J. Ackerman. And if you know, you know. Back in the early 2000s, I liberated this book from the HarperCollins book return here in town where I live. I destroyed a great many of these till I cracked open the cover and started reading some of the titles in this thing. And I'm like, one of these has to. I got to save one of them. This book came out in like '98. I think this is a '99 copy by TV Books in conjunction with the Sci-Fi Channel, I guess. Apparently, they did a couple. They did a they've done a couple of sci-fi books, the Sci-Fi Channel and TV Books. Um, but this one, if you only have one, this is the one to have. Some of these writers I know, some of them I don't. I've only read about a third of this, not this. I've only read about a third of this, but I plan on reading more. And some of the movies that these stories got turned into, I've never seen, but I found them on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to be doing later. First, you get the introduction, Welcome to Tomorrow by Uncle Forey. Uh, Starts out with The Adaptive Ultimate by Stanley Weinholm, which got turned into The She Devil, which I've never seen, but I saw the trailer and then I found it on YouTube, so I'm gonna watch that one. I love old sci-fi movies, if you haven't figured it out. Next, we have The Alien Machine by Raymond F. Jones, which got turned into This Island Earth. The Cosmic Frame by Paul W. Fairman, which got turned into The Invasion of the Saucermen, which then became The Eye Creatures. And the less said about that movie, the better. It has The Deadly City by Ivar Jorgensen, which became Target Earth, which is a great sci-fi end of the world movie with big robots. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Dr. Cyclops by Henry Kuttner, which became Dr. Cyclops. The Diminishing Draft by Vladimir. I'm not even going to pronounce this guy's name. I'll write it right here. Which became Nude in His Pocket. I haven't seen that one. I watched the trailer on YouTube and I'm like, I might have to track this down. It looks just dopey enough to enjoy. It has 8 o'clock in the morning by Ray Faraday Nelson, which, if you're my age or older, you know it better as They Live. The movie's better. Here it is. And then we have Farewell to the Master by Harry Bates, which became The Day the Earth Stood Still, which is nothing like the movie. The cool twist in this story is the fact that machine created man. This was during an era when like everything was becoming automated, and the whole idea of like humanity losing its humanity to machines. That's the twist in this. I like the twist in the movie a lot. The original, not the Keanu Reeves disaster piece. The one from the '50s, because I love the whole your neighbor may be a commie. You know, I love that. I love that thing in movies back then. It's still a great story. I'm not gonna lie. Then there's the Four-Sided Triangle by William F. Temple, which again, it's a movie I haven't seen. It looks interesting, so I'm probably gonna sit down one night and read the story. Then we have FP1 Does Not Reply by Kurt. Again, I'll put that name here, which was filmed as the floating platform in like the 1930s, and I think they made like 3 or 4 different versions of it in different languages. But it involves a floating mid-Atlantic like place where planes could land, refuel, and take off again. I'm not sure if that's actually science fiction or not, but I haven't seen the movie, but I might have to hunt that one down. And of course, no collection of sci-fi stories that got turned into movies or television could be complete without an entry by Ray Bradbury. In this case, it's a pretty strong entry with the Veld, which was part of one of the episode or one of the sequences in the Illustrated Man. And I think that made it into like Ray Bradbury theater as well. Now here's an oddball: The Racer by Ib Malchior, which became Death Race 2000. I had no idea that Malchior had written a bunch of like World War II spy novels or espionage novels or what do you want, suspense novels. I only know him from movies like Angry Red Planet and the Time something or other, the Time Travelers. But this is an interesting story. It's it ain't nothing like the movie, kids. It's almost better. We're getting down to the last few in here. And then there's The Thought Monster by Amelia Reynolds Long, which was filmed as Fiend Without a Face, which has the brains with the spinal columns. Now, here's one I've never heard of: The Twonky by Lewis Paget. I watched the trailer for the movie of the same name on YouTube. It's not much of a trailer. Uh, it looks kind of goofy. But if I can find it, I'm going to check it out. And also, I haven't read the story, so I'm going to read some of these, and I might do like a follow up video to this to kind of rate them a little bit, maybe, or let you know which ones to look for. Finally, we come to the main reason why I will never get rid of this book. The last story in this anthology, Who Goes There by John W. Campbell Jr. Who Goes There became The Thing from Another World, one of Nick the Necromancer's favorite sci-fi movies, and of course, the 1980s The Thing with Kurt Russell. This story is incredible. I guess it was originally a novel called Frozen Hell that was eventually published, but the short story finally got published because Campbell didn't like the way the book was going, so he distilled the book down to a short story. The thing is, I've read Frozen Hell and I've read Who Goes There. I like them both. I think they're both. I don't think either one would be forgotten. Like if Frozen Hell became a book that everybody read when Who Goes There came out, I don't think it would have like faded off into obscurity. But for whatever reason, he didn't like it, so he boiled it down and forget Call Me Ishmael. Forget It Was the Best of Times, It Was the Worst of Times. Forget In a Hole in the Ground There Lived a Hobbit. This story has the best opening line. The place stank. Immediately, it hits you with that sense that a lot of writers skip out on in writing, and that is your sense of smell. I'm pretty sure all these stories can be found in other volumes of other sci fi collections, including collections by the authors themselves. This just happens to be a fun book to have them collected in. I looked it up. You can find it on eBay for like 25 bucks. I think it sold for like $9 or something crazy like that back in the 90s. Remember when books didn't cost like $35 for a hardback? If you have this book, let me know down below and let me know what your favorite story is out of it. If I'm wrong about my interpretations of book versus story versus movie. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube things: like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss a single video. I'll be back to make more booktube videos soon. I'm just now getting my feet wet in the idea. So until my next video, Thanks for watching.